We'll give you a quick reminder that today is International Day for the Prevention of Violent Extremism as and when conducive to terrorism, okay? And the theme, of course, would be the impact of violent extremism. The impact of violent extremism. But beyond and away from that, it is also very sacrosanct for us to look into one thing that the late Bob Marley had said. He said, "You will never find justice in a world where criminals make the rules. You will never find justice in a world where criminals make the rules." All right, now we should look into matters that concern this already, because what we'll be talking about is Nigeria's 2025 Corruption Perceptions Index ranking. All right, so index CPI is showing that the country is slipping to 142nd out of 182 nations with a score of about 26 over 100, unchanged from 2024, but down 2 places from its 140th rank the previous year. So a score of 0 means rank the previous year. So a score of 0 means highly corrupt. And 100 means very clean. A score of 0 means highly corrupt. But when you say 2025 and of course now 2026, okay, 1996 score was 6.9, the lowest ever recorded. 1999 we had a return to democracy around 9 over. You understand? Now, 2005, we have about 14. In 2010, it was 24. In 2016, best recent year, 28. Rank 136th. That's what we were. 2020 to 2022, 24 to 25. Ranks 150 to 155. 2026, we are still 26. Rank improvement. Nigeria's average since 1996 is roughly 21.5. Far below the sub-Saharan. Transparency International, the organization that publishes CPI, its CEO is Mayra Martini, highlighted that most countries are stagnating or worsening. If you also recall, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu claimed in August 2025 that corruption has been eliminated. These are not my words. Mr. President said it himself. Now, that statement is now contradicted by the CPI. But can we also go on to embracing the CPI totally? Probably the CPI too could be politicized, don't you think? But the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, these are Nigerian anti-corruption agencies. They're citing and being cited and being fingered, called out to do more, to be more independent, and to have resources to indeed fight this corruption. So why does this ranking actually matter? Because a low CPI score raises perceived risk, discouraging foreign investors and raising borrowing costs. Is that what we are experiencing in Nigeria? Isn't it the reality? So we keep talking investment, but when we do have a low CPI score, is a perceived risk already. And foreign investors wouldn't want to indeed invest. And then what we'll be faced with is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Because the citizens will see little change, eroding confidence in government promises. Even when it comes to service delivery, corruption diverts money from hospitals, schools, and infrastructure, and that is affecting you and I every day. Our everyday life is being affected by this corruption. So somebody tells me, UD, why do we keep talking corruption? Why won't we? I mean, it's the bane of it. It's the base of it. In 1996, oh, we were far better. In 2026, how many years now? Where are we? And we are very comfortable, are we? Have we degenerated that far that we have maintained stagnancy in the ranking? We are 142. But we are having reforms left, right, and center. Solid reforms, paperwork. As some political observers have come to observe that, oh, it's all about paperwork, UD. Come on. Reforms on paper that is not translating into reforms in my life, in your life. Is that a reform? Oh, it begs the question. Our guest to have this in-depth conversation is the professor himself, Professor Kamal Bello. He's a renowned expert in politics and administration and the Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences at the National Open University of Nigeria. The recent release of Transparency International's 2025 Corruption Perception Index, CPI, is showing that Nigeria is placed 142nd out of 182 countries with a score of 26 out of 100. So we've just dropped in 2 places from 2024 ranking, which was 140th, even though the score remained unchanged at 26. In simple terms, a score of 26 means on a scale where 0 is highly corrupt and 100 is very clean, Nigeria is still perceived as one of the most corrupt nations in the world. There are some economic factors, there are political factors, there are social factors that contribute, that relate or is relatable to the discourse this morning. Nigeria's economy is relying heavily on oil revenues, which are easy to misappropriate. When oil prices fall, budget shortfalls often lead to creative accounting and rent seeking. Poverty and unemployment is on the sidelines, with over 40% of Nigerians living below the poverty line. Many citizens view corruption as a survival strategy, and it is further entrenching in our daily life. Now let's take a peek into the political factors, because we are now having weak institutional independence. Anti-corruption agencies often lack secure tenure and funding, and it's making them vulnerable to political pressure. Political parties are relying on money bags for campaigns, creating a cycle where elected officials feel obligated to repay donors through corrupt contracts. Oh, let's pay our fanboys. Oh, they did so much. They contributed a lot. They stole from their coffers, their respective state coffers, to put me here. So let's pay them. Let's reward them. They did well. They did good. And then if that happens, should that happen, whether a state governor, whether a president, whether a local government chairman, and we expect such a person to indeed fight corruption, put a stop to it, or ameliorate it, reduce it, it's normalized. Oh, I'm not having a problem with it. But I mean, it has gone way beyond what it's supposed to be. Dash money? Give me dash money now. It started like that, oh. And now here we are. It's now normalized. It's blurring the line between hospitality and bribery. There is also low civic engagement because limited public awareness of rights and mechanisms and to report corruption reduces bottom. I can go on and on and on, but I think I should put a pause here so we can indeed connect with our guest. And over time, even if the seller promises no more cuts, you will remain skeptical until you actually see a clean transaction. That's how, within the public service, are you clean. But I'll leave that to the guest. Let's have that conversation. I mean, it's a family radio, so let's be factual. Reside only it makes one wonder. The more we'll continue plundering. We will plunder deeper and deeper without recourse. But if we understand that this thing is now endemic, well, it's been endemic for quite some time, we just keep deceiving ourselves and pointing fingers at the leadership. I'm not saying the leaders are not complicit. I'm saying it started with you and I. So when you give in your thoughts from the place of what can I do to stop corruption? What can I do individually? How have I even stopped it? In my own little circle, how have I stopped it? Hello and good morning, Prof. Welcome aboard.
Good morning, sir.
Feels good to have you in the discourse this morning, Prof.
Thank you.
Right. Well, Prof, we have a CPI. CPI is telling us we only had it good in 1996. From then, it became porous. We went on nose diving deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And quite a number of political observers have come to say that, look, all of the woes, in fact, if we can tackle corruption, that we would have destroyed most of our problems. Insecurity inclusive. Now, Prof, 142 out of 180 countries. Is that a good pass mark or a good mark for Nigeria?
Good morning, the family head and members of the family.
Right.
How is the heat?
Well, I hope the heat is not. I hope the heat is not corrupted, Prof. I hope it's not corrupted.
As an opening remark, you said the best time we had was in 1996. That is how this Transparent International has been grading us poorly in terms of corruption. We have been graded poorly every time. And from last year to this year, we fail again. In one of these our programs, I've mentioned that most of these anti-corruption agencies, they are just political tools in the hand of leaders. Right now from Obasanjo that set it up. Corruption is deep in Nigeria. It's so deep. It permeates all aspects of our life. And that's the reality. There's nothing we can do in Nigeria genuinely, presently. You can't get appointment politically unless you spend. Every aspect of our life is permeated with corruption. There's no doubt about that. And that is what the international community brought out to us. That we are deeply in corruption. It's a fact of our life. And as you have said, it's affecting every aspect of our life, including security. You remember, some of us supported Buhari because of his character of no corruption. But when he got there, he could not get people who can work with him. And the corruption continues. He selected incorruptible people like him. Where are they in Nigeria? Out of every 10 Nigerians, 8, 9 of us are corrupt. We can't keep anything with us. We will tamper with it. We are not contented. We are so greedy. So thank you. That's my opening remark.
Right, great. Now, Could it also mean, Prof, a good Prof, that Transparency International churning out the CPI might just be a political or politicized, so to speak? And maybe they are not very exact with what they are putting out there. I mean, Prof, from your own assessment over the years, because you mentioned something, you said, oh, the best time, of course, we had it was in 1996. And it seems as though we are suffering from some sort of amnesia, where we don't remember anymore. We don't remember things that have happened 20 years ago. The contradictory nature of the country is really appalling. Have we not had judgments from different courts contradicting each other here and there? Just recently on the front page of Nigerian newspapers, we had the federal government had told the NAFDAC to halt the ban of sachet alcohol. NAFDAC, on the other hand, has given a rebuttal. They've said, oh no, we have not had such a directive before, and so we keep going with our mandates. Contradictory. And now, could it also mean that the CPI, the Transparency International, is also contradicting the state of corruption in Nigeria? Because we have the ICPC. We have the EFCC. From your thoughts, you say they are tools by subsequent administrations to either use them to their selfish gain. So Nigerians are saying, what does Nigeria's stagnant CPI score of 26 reveal about the effectiveness of current anti-corruption policies? Could it mean that the policies are wrong or are off, or they're not working? Are there not people to make it come to bear?
Thank you. As I said in my opening remark, every aspect of our life is compromised, is corrupted. Even the EFCC you are talking about, you will see young ones, fresh graduates, they want to work in EFCC, in ICPC, because apart from their salaries and allowances, they know how to exploit offenders, corrupt individuals. You see somebody working in SPC within 2 years, he has merchant in a choice place, he has choice cards, and you have been working for 20, 30 years, you can't afford, and our own public servants. So to me, and to some of us, who are analysts, what they said about us is a reality of our life. Even the president shouted recently, he said all revenue generation agencies, the money they are cutting from what they are collecting is too much. All these FRS, the ICPC, EFCC, after collecting money from the offenders, the law says certain percentage of that money is their own, belongs to the agency. It's like you are telling me now that the money I collected from students as school fees is now in the university. But no, it goes to the remitter. They stay on the platform of remitter. So that we know exactly what we collected belongs to the government. In Nigeria, NCPC, FCC, FRSC, who are generating funds, central bank, certain percentage of those funds they are collecting is retained by them. The president shouted recently, the money they are collecting is too much. It should be reviewed. So that's the beginning of corruption. You are collecting money. That's why people are shouting every time. You are collecting money. Abacha loot here, Abacha loot there, Ingigesi loot, Malamish loot, Emepenet loot. People are asking, where is the money? Certain percentage of it is retained by those who are collecting it. That's why they are paying them heavily from the same force of government.
Well, Prof, if you recall, Mr. President made bold to say in August 2025, during a trip to Brazil, where he declared, I have eliminated corruption in Nigeria. I quote, I have eliminated corruption in Nigeria. Now, if you...
What do you expect from a leader? Will he say corruption is there? He will cover himself up. It's propaganda. That's what is expected. But the question is those you journalists, when you investigate, is it true? There should be investigation for that. We researchers will now research again. Now, is it true? They have eliminated corruption from Nigeria, and then we'll come out with the results. And we do.
All right. Well, let's just open the phone lines because, Prof, when we talk this corruption, we are very quick to saying leadership, 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 leadership. Every time it's leadership. We don't ever want to consider the other fingers that points back right back at us. And I mean, it's beginning to become a concern, especially if we look into the story of a Nigerian who had sent us a message via email, and it's been sitting there in the email for quite some time, and we had to bring it out here now to have this conversation. Now, she's a female. I'm going to withhold the name now. She's 34 years old. She's in Lagos. Now, she says she needs a government-issued license to open a small clinic. Now, she visits the health ministry only to be told she must settle a clerk for fast processing. Settle. She must settle a clerk. Now, she already has a struggle to pay for rent. She feels forced to hand over 50,000 naira. When she finally gets the license, she realizes the cost of settling has eaten into her startup capital and is delaying a clinic's opening by months. Now, her story is not unique. It mirrors the experiences of countless Nigerians who encounter petty corruption daily. And it's reinforcing the perception that the system is indeed rigged. Now, if the system is indeed rigged, and you and I, everybody seems to be in the system, acting in the way that they like in the system unabatedly, how then do we fight corruption? That's the big question. How then do we fight it? But before I get to hear your voice, let's just get to hear from an eagle right now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Eugene.
Good morning to you, Turkenby.
The voice of the one crying in the wilderness.
Appreciate Turkenby. Right. Now we lost that call. You want to add your voice in the discourse already. You want to tell me how best we can, and this one has to be very honest. It's not just about going leadership. You want to tell how Nigeria can make it right and take out this hydra greed that has infested us so that we can become better. Not just from leadership or top to bottom, but bottom up. Then let's talk and be honest and sincere. 0907 353 0044. Stick to that number and let's get to hear your voice. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please.
Good morning, sir, Mr. Uda.
Yes, appreciate that. All right, Olatunji, straight to the point. No time.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I want to say, in rating for the international organization, rating countries, I want to say it is by the yearning of the citizens of that country.
Okay.
For example, why is this so? Is because our government, president can say this is right, but they lack bureaucracy for information which affects the social contract with them and the citizens. In the sense that, like NEPA, for instance, this morning I went to NEPA office. Last December, I was paying 1,000 for 18 units. So this January, 1,000 for 4 units. I went to NEPA. The organ there asked me to go to the lower rank officer. You understand? And now, I think there is no bureaucracy so that who am I going to report to? It's NEPA himself, except you, the media houses. You understand? When there is no bureaucracy or to report issues to. So that is what the international organization I see that they use in rating a country because of the yearning. For example, tax collection now. I think the tax should be used to provide transformer in my area. After the transformer, I can now comment government. But when there is lack of bureaucracy to say our mind, so I think that yearning will make the international organization to rate us, and I think that rating doesn't matter, and it matters again because it is the yearning of the citizen. They may be trying, but in terms of corruption in these offices now, you can see. So even though on X center, if you are not a professional, there is nowhere you can report to, and that is the yearning I think the international organizations are using to raise until they create something like bureaucracy where you can run to and your voice will be heard. They may be trying a lot. So when there is gap in social contract where the ordinary citizen can see something and say yes, instead of going to the right people that are still committing that crime, I think that is where the rating comes up.
Right. Appreciate Olatunji right there in Kubwa. Olatunji giving us peace right there. And let's just, Prof, are you there? Right.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, let's just quickly go on a timeout. And we will come back with a timing. Get to hear from me, Malami, and this idea of dash being seen Malami, and this idea of dash being seen as hospitality. We will indeed look into hospitality. We will indeed look into that in a short bit. Don't go away. To that in a short bit. Don't go away.
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family. This annoying family.
Hey, yeah, that woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to hold trafficking, MICAS. On I Wish I Knew Radio Drama, join us to kick human trafficking out of our society. I Wish I Knew Radio Drama and Program is brought to you by MICAS and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We're still talking politics and current affairs right now. Eagles Outlook it is, and indeed you can find us on YouTube with the new. Indeed you can find us on YouTube with the new YouTube channel that we have right there, redesigned and branded for your liking, and that will be Eagles TV Abuja. Get on there and see for yourself that what I say is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you can do the same for an audio Eagles Lofty Wings across every other social media platform, and you will find us at Eagles FM Abuja. We're still looking into matters that concern our placement, our ranking in terms of the Transparency International now CPI. Where Nigeria is 26 out of 100, and we are 100, and we are 142nd out of 180 countries. And it does seem as though we are among the 38 most corrupt countries of the world. And our prof, our good prof, is still on to take our thoughts and our calls and reactions too. Let's go take this one. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, you.
Good morning to you. Turkenby, is it?
Yes, the network actually yanked me off.
Oh, so sorry about that.
Yes,
welcome back.
I agree to our guest, especially.
Yes.
There is something that he mentioned that Buhari could not get people who are sincere to work with him, and he's very, very accurate on that. One thing I've always believed is that corruption is not a menace that can be eradicated, but it can only be reduced to the barest minimum. And also, people who are corrupt must be seen to be punished properly. There are some countries that punish corrupt people publicly and properly, and it discourages others to engage in corruption. And I also want to state clearly, you did that corruption is not all about stealing money.
Right.
When a guy in the office decides to sleep with somebody's wife, he knows very well that this woman is somebody's wife, but he still sleeps with the woman because the woman is under him. That is corruption.
Right.
And there are some many places you want to be posted to. You know, as a police officer, as an army officer, you have to pay for it, you know, in this country. And you know, when it comes to jobs like civil defense and other civil service jobs, people are paying money as much as 2 million naira to get employed. And I think this is something that those who are you know, in authority, they should make sure that, you know, it does not happen. People pay money to get there, and when they get there, there is no how they will not be corrupt. And I must tell you the truth, there are some ministers who paid money to be appointed, you know, there. And when they get there, they must steal to be able to recover those monies. I can tell you for free that there's a particular woman who was appointed, here, a minister, and she was engulfed with, in corruption. And when they wanted to ask her, she mentioned the name of somebody very close to the president, and the issue died. Yes, and lastly, when the EFCC decided to be going after perceived enemies, for me, it's still corruption. Thank you.
All right. Okay. That's some definition now. And Turkenby has exploded the conversation. It says, look, it goes beyond what we think it is now. Because when you now take something by force, and when it's not yours in the first place to take, that is corruption. Well, let's go take this other call now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Wisdom from Abuja.
Where in Abuja are you calling from, Wisdom?
In Airport Road,
Talk
sir.
to me. Go ahead
Immigration.
now. Yeah.
In immigration.
Go ahead, my brother.
In immigration.
Go ahead, my brother.
I want to put my own contribution against. I could remember in music that Lucky Dube sing that there will be no schools anymore. Everywhere become prison. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
This Nigeria we're going through is all full of corruption. Full of corruption. We cannot even see one place and enjoy ourselves like where we have been before. Even to buy something of 15 naira, they say it's 20 naira. A 20 or 20 naira is 100 naira. Let's go straight to market. What are you getting in market? The food that we are eating everywhere is called corruption. Food cannot come down again. The price up just cannot come down again. That is my contribution for this Nigeria.
All right. It says everywhere it's about corruption now. Even in the markets, I mean, by using the market as an analogy, what it just tells you and I is that the grassroots in itself is corrupted. And now are we to blame leadership for that corruption, or are we to blame ourselves for that corruption? Are we to look into the integers or the triggers? How did it really start? Who are we to blame now? Who are we to look to? Turkenby has opened it, says go beyond money. It's not just money, that's not corruption anymore. I mean, money's just part of it. But the big corruption is when you act without integrity. You're corrupt. So have you done that? Then you're complicit. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, please.
I'm Chimeze calling from Asokoro.
Right, Chimeze, welcome aboard. Talk to us, though.
I always like your incisive schedules and programs. They are good.
Appreciate, though.
Yeah, if you are talking of corruption, it has eaten very deep into our fabric. I heard you mentioning what the president said when he went to Brazil.
Yes.
Like I said, I pity this man, President Tinubu, because he says what his handlers tell him. He doesn't really know what is actually on ground. Where do you start? Today, the CBN governor or management come up to tell Nigerians why they were paying a certain Miss Ballon 50 million naira. I repeat, the CBN governor and the management till today tell Nigerians, the citizens they have crushed, this my word anyway, why they paid or were paying a certain Mrs. Ballon 50 million naira for consultancy. The Nigerian police is DCP Abakiari retired or still serving as a policeman. I know why I'm asking this, whether his salaries are running in full. Then you tell me why a civil servant should be working when they are being owed 6 months' salary. Example is that of Abia State under the former governor, Ibasu. For 6 months, 1 year, they were still going to work without being paid. Then how were they able to make that money? How were they making it? You tell me why the judiciary should advocate a very serious matter, sensitive case, in the matter of a case of election tribunal, and they said they don't want camera to show them. If you are really through with justice, if you are really true and you know that you are a judge and you are real, it's only in Nigeria, I think, you hear a judge say, I've listened, I reserve judgment. What are you reserving that judgment for? Something that needs immediacy. something that is justiciable. You are reserving judgment for 10, 20 years when things must have gone wrong. Then today, where is Malami, our former Attorney General? Tell me how a foreigner will come here and invest $1. Forget all this they want to do. Listen, they have their ambassadors. They have their tax affairs. They are trained spies, all-round spies. They report the truth to their home government. No state government will come and invest 10 kobo here because everything is going. Yahaya Bello, that is standing on allegation, has been granted bail or leave to travel for Makkah. Underline this word. Over 100 billion naira is gone. This man has guts, and the guts, yes, based on technicalities, that is what they'll say. Granted him leave to travel for Makkah. What are you going there to tell God? Or Joseph Kano that the court told EFCC to start his case afresh. Over 7.2 billion naira. He misappropriated. He's my senator. Till today, EFCC is sitting on that matter. What kind of a country is this? Malami, you said that a civil servant will receive that 7 million as gift. Then where is ICPC? Where is EFCC? Where is the conduct barrier? Are we telling ourselves the truth that somebody should go stealing is stealing? Yes. Now, I'll give you an example. I will not mention the hospital. If it becomes a student, I will do it. One of our federal hospitals here has refused to appoint some medical doctors, practitioners, and personnel because they are from a certain tribe, being the most qualified. Till today in Abuja, they don't have these competent hands because the ones that are qualified
are from a certain tribe.
Yes, from a certain tribe. Put me anywhere.
Right.
I reported lastly, when people are Durumi too, we are asked to pay 35,000 naira. Underline it, I am very sure. 35,000 naira each room for them to have their transformers restored or repaired by AEDC. I complained about this more than 6 months, yet we have Mr. Adelabu as Minister for Mines. Power. He said he doesn't have his intelligence to tell him that. If he did not benefit directly and indirectly, why didn't he stop that? 35,000 naira each room, more than 600 rooms, more than 600 tenants, not compound, each room, 35 for one room, 45 for one room self-contained, under a minister of mines. Adelabu, I'm pointing it out to you, Mr. Adelabu, our minister. Durumi 2, behind primary school. Durumi 2, behind the primary school.
Right.
Lastly, what is happening to our roads? They come out there and they tell us stories. Malami is there. We are talking about misappropriated fund. NNPC more than 200 trillion naira. Finally, NNPC is gone. And Melasayari saw the over-maintenance. May God have mercy on these people.
Right, Chimeze.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate. Well, now you can see how this spans, how it stretches, how it has its claws like an octopus. It has its claws in every aspect of our lives. Now, I'm going to get with the guest now in a short bit. Let me get with him in a very short bit, right, as we go conversational this morning. Good morning to you, Prof. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Yes, welcome back. Sorry for the hiccup. Now, there has been so much that the Eagles have spoken this morning on this matter. I mean, it's more like a hydra. Corruption in Nigeria now is a hydra. Goes beyond being endemic. It's now a hydra. I'd like you to react to some of the thoughts that have been expressed. And one of such that I would love for you to add your voice in would be this tradition of dash money. We are, because, going through research, I discovered that it does seem as though we have abused the idea of dash. When you say you are gifting someone something, we seem to have abused it. Why am I saying this? If you recall, Prof, that the former Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, Abubakar Malami, filed an application challenging the interim forfeiture of some of his properties seized by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. In fact, he says, I got 958 million naira as gifts. That's where we can call dash. People just dashed him because he's Malami. the Attorney General of the Federation at the time. They just dashed him. And he also says that he got 374 million naira in salary allowances. In salary and allowance. These are people that are supposed to be public figures that are be serving us. They should serve us. But this is what they get. And yes, it goes back to what you said earlier, when some persons will work for 35 years and they will never in their lifetime smell up to 10 million naira in their accounts. What is it about dash money, gifts giving, and corruption? Does it go side by side, or have we misplaced it?
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Prof.
If I may start from this issue of blame game in the academia, we call something blame game. Everybody is a bad person except us. We blame others, but we never blame ourselves. And we are worse. Secondly, leaders are bad. Leaders are bad. In the academia, we are pointed out that every one of us is a leader in our own way. In the university, for instance, you are head of unit, you are an exam officer, you are head of department. In the ministry, you are a deputy director, you are a director, you are a leader. Even in our houses, nuclear family, we are the leader in that house. In our mosque and churches, we are leaders there. So if you are blaming leader, you are blaming ourselves as well. Except you cannot think critically and believe that leaders end in the political arena. It encompasses everywhere. In the church, in the mosque, in our houses, in the school, everywhere we are leaders. Having said that, I remember a book written by late Professor Ali Masuri, when he was talking African triple heritage.
Right.
We have our tradition, we have the Western, and we have our religion. We inherited those triple ideologies, and it's guiding us up to tomorrow. People embrace it. Even people claim religions, either Christianity or Islam, they will still go back to the tradition. And then after going back to tradition, they will go back again to Western life. What am I saying? Ali Masuri was telling us in that episode that in African setup, I'm coming from a village to visit my townsman who is a minister in town. I will take from my farm yam, and if possible, kaza and cock. I will carry it to him and give him. To us in Africa, we believe it's a gift. When we are going, what we don't have in village in those days is bread. We buy bread, buy biscuits, and we carry. Tit for tat, trade by barter, exchange. What I have in the village, I bring for you that you are in the city. And what you have in the city, you give me. Then they mention again that we go to bank to go and borrow money. We need loan. We need overdraft. Then we now say, this man that is in charge, let me buy something for him. So to us in Africa, we thought it's normal for us to do that. But in the Western world, in the democracy that we are practicing, in the Western democracy, a giver of bribe or gift and a taker of gift, the two of them, a giver of gift, the two of them are as guilty. Those are the confusion we have. Minister Malami is now saying that it was a gift of hundreds of millions.
958 million.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Hundreds of millions.
Yes.
900 million plus. And you say it's a gift. It's more than a gift. Who will have that? If it's not that he has stolen money too. Why can somebody give him 900 plus million as a gift? And you are saying it outside. And he's calling himself a lawyer. and he knew that a giver of gift and a collector of gift, the two of them are guilty. You have no right as a government officer to collect gift. It's against the law.
It's against the law.
What we call it, yes.
Okay.
Bribery is against the law. And what we call bribe in the Western law is what we call gift in African tradition. Oh. And the two of them are the same thing. You shouldn't give gifts. He said he gave me gift. A gift is corruption. It's bribery. So that is my take.
All right. So, Prof, you're saying that everybody has to put all hands on deck, and it's not just a matter of apportioning blames, but looking inwardly and 90
or 99% of our Nigerians were guilty of corruption.
So what's the way? What's the way then? What's the future going to look like?
The future is bleak. The future is not certain. It may be getting worse. 2 years ago, see our ranking now. We fell.
We're stagnated.
At least we said 2 points.
Yes, 2 points
down.
below. Yes.
Down.
That's right.
We're not stagnating. We're falling down.
Oh, great.
We are going deeper more. And if care is not taken, that's why it will continue. People are chopping nail fund. Indigent students, they send money to university. So university authority are sitting on it. Students are crying, they have to pay school fees. And then the university said they will return it back to them. Something you're supposed to give them immediately, they have given you. Offset their school fees. Why are you asking them to pay? It's a corruption. Keeping that money somewhere by the university system, it means that student deserve even interest. Because you must have, people are chopping money for IDP.
Right.
The IDP camp, those who are IDP camps.
Right.
Who are displaced from their villages. Who terrorists have burned their houses. They keep them in camp. Some people are still making business out of them. Property meant for them, we see them in the open market being sold. The rest, the grains they gave them, they will remove it and put it in another sack and bring it to the open market and sell. Unless all of us change attitude, that this corruption is killing us. To borrow what General Buhari was saying that time, he said, if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us. All of us should know that the little corruption we are perpetrating is killing the country and killing ourselves, killing our generation.
So as the efforts, the efforts that we put together, the efforts that we put in place. I mean, talking about the anti-corruption agencies, is it not enough, or is there something more to be added to it?
It's not enough. What we are facing now is attitudinal. It's best practices we don't have. Corruption starts from you have to come to work 8 o'clock. It did not come until 11. And you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. By 1 o'clock, we tell lies again. I want to go and pick my children from school. You only spend 2 hours in your office. That's corruption. If the job is not fetching you, if the salary they are giving you is not enough, leave that job, go back to your farm, and let somebody that will be serious do it. How many percentage of public servants in Nigeria are coming to work from 8 o'clock up to 4 o'clock?
So
they have excuses.
So, Prof, corruption is in kind and in cash.
It is.
Oh.
It's not only cash, in attitude, in kind, in our attitude to things.
Right.
And promotion. Some people deserve promotion. Those who are the end are not allowing them to be promoted so that they cannot be equal to them. It's corruption. Some people are hiding people's files in the offices. So corruption is in cash and kind.
Right.
I agree with you.
Okay. Well, Prof, I mean, Can we ever exhaust this conversation? I mean, time is really short for it, but Prof, you put it out there. You said it's attitudinal, and we have to have an attitudinal change, more like a nation reawakening for us, re-engineering of our minds and doing the right thing, even when nobody sees or when nobody looks, and that is integrity. Because if you put all of these together, one thing just comes to my mind: we lack integrity. That's what it is. We just lack integrity in this country. And it's not just about leadership. It's about even the followership. It's about our homes, our family units. It's about every aspect of right. Okay. Well, Prof, thank you, far too kind for bringing your voice on this one. Appreciate it. We look forward to better conversations in the coming days. Okay, this is it. This is where it is. Well, you've heard it all. There's nothing more to add to the discourse. And maybe sometime as we come out to have general nation prayer, maybe we should indeed put out